Your wife.
Good?
Yep.
Okay, so for the wipeout crew, you're good. You five are going to do, you gotta decide for which hip you want to throw this, okay? Based on that, your opposite hand's going to grab the lapel. If you like throwing with your right hip, you're going to grab your opponent's collar with your left hand. If you like throwing with your left hip over your right, your left hip's going to be throwing, you're going to grab the collar with your opponent's collar with your right hand. Does that make sense? All right? Normally, opponents say a nage from a static position, meaning we're not moving, okay? We'll say for argument's sake, I got my right hand down, I'm going to throw up my left hip, okay? You pull up, okay? Pinky out, open your opponent's body up, and have him on his toes, okay? At the same time, as you pull up, you're going to step in at a perpendicular angle with your left foot, but on your toe. That way, you can spin to come in, okay? Not flat-footed. That's no good, all right? That's your kazushi. Your sakura, your entry, you're going to spin, you're going to pivot on this leg, okay? All your shoulders, your head, your hips, your hands are not going to face the same way as your opponent. They're going to come past the way your opponent's facing. Does that make sense? So not so much, 1, 2, 3. That's like how we teach it to you guys initially, but for competition purposes.
You can take that down if you want so we can hear better.
For competitive purposes, I want you guys coming past. See, I come past, my hips shot out, okay? That's where I want you guys. So not quite 180 degrees, more like 210. Does that make sense? Okay. So that's your kazushi, that's your off balance. Make sure if you're not carrying their weight, start over. I don't want you guys, there's a difference between this, see, he hasn't moved. I'm actually off balance, okay? And this. See the difference in weight distribution? Okay. Here. Okay, you make a fist, and it's not on your shoulder, it's on your bicep. Okay, it's so important. That's your kazushi. Here. Your second step, you're going to pivot on your left foot, or for some of you it's going to be your right foot, and you're going to throw your back leg, your supporting leg in as you shoot your hips across and pump this jack. Here. Your kake, your finish, you're going to extend your knees, bend your back, turn your shoulders. Finish. If you're going to lose your balance over your opponent. Meaning, I'm going to do this wrong, okay? I don't want to see you guys, I'm losing my balance the wrong way. It's counterintuitive. It goes against the momentum that you've created. All your pull is in this direction. So I want you guys, you should lose your balance. That's committing to the throw. Lose your balance and then, I am dying, in the direction of the throw, okay? So everything, my wrist, even my toes, my head, my shoulders, my hips, all in this direction. Key point, you have to, somewhere between your off balance and really your entry, you gotta get your hips beneath your opponent's hips. Okay, and the less you bend your back and the more you bend your knees, the better. The more you bend your back here before the finish, the less pop you're gonna have. You're gonna be less dynamic, okay? I want you guys to come in, and it's like a power clean at the gym if you've ever seen it. You're pulling your opponent up on their toes as you're dropping down, but only with your knees, okay? Try not to bend your back when you come in. You only bend your back at the very end of the throw, okay? And it's not even really a bend, it's more of a fold, okay? So, Ippon Nage, kazushi, step across so you have space for your supporting leg, okay? See how my hips are beneath his and he's off balance? That's key. On your bicep, rotate past 180 degrees, extend, bend, turn, okay? Can we do one quick one, if you don't mind? Okay? Ippon Nage. Can someone go work with that group? The white belts go over on this side of the crash pad and work on Ippon and Morote Seoi, okay? We're gonna do it static, and then a little later on we'll do it with moving, okay? Everybody else, you can either pick Ippon and Morote or we're gonna do Morote Seoi, okay? I'm gonna have him show it and me teach it because he's actually quite good at it.
Okay.
Okay. So, static first, not moving. Okay. Same kind of kazushi. He steps across and pulls me, turns his head. Okay. This arm, your power arm, the arm that's on the collar. It's not.
It's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
Tayatoshi's underneath this armpit. Later on in the throw, his arm's going to come across. So the most important part of your kazushi is you have to put your opponent, open up his arm, and put him onto that same leg. Does that make sense? Oh, so one moment. My kazushi, okay, I'm left-handed. That means my left hand's on the lapel. I want you guys to step across and put the majority of his weight on his far foot and on this sleeve arm. You have to really exaggerate this. Okay? You can do like not such a great entry and finish if you have a really good off balance here. Okay? Make sure that's good. Okay? So he pulls me. Yeah, good. Now, instead of collapsing, I'm going to shuffle, sorry. Do the whole thing though because it hurts my body when I do it. Instead of collapsing, again, 180 degrees right underneath your opponent, that's good for like practice, I guess. I want you guys at an angle. See my angle? See how my hips are leading the way and I almost curve my body? My toes are live and I don't step. I'm not here in front of his hips. I'm out in front of that leg. Does that make sense? Make sense? So instead of being here, it's more here. Right, so he's attacking in front of my leg that he's pulling my weight onto. That's where he's attacking. He throws his back leg in, he folds. Now, the finish, his back doesn't separate from my chest. Ready? Go. That's the finish. You guys understand? That's really the hardest part in my mind. Okay? Okay? So, try not to, I'm going to show you one time, but wrong. Try not to just go here. Okay? It's no good. For competitive purposes, and we're going to do this moving in a little bit. Okay? I want you guys to attack the far leg, open them up, and then collapse and go. Just keep your back on your, see how I land perpendicular too? If you land parallel, not the other way. Yeah, that's probably not going to happen. Okay? I want you to land perpendicular, and can you like matrix me, like rewind?
Almost.
Go flat toes. Yeah, it will not work if your toes aren't live. Get your toes live. Toes live. Now watch. I don't, this is a preference thing, but I prefer to keep one leg up and coming at that angle. Okay? Versus toes flat with no angle. Does that make sense? It's too hard to defend. It's too easy for me to defend, too hard to attack. It's too much stress on your arms and back. Does that make sense for everybody? All right. If you don't see yourself doing this, do the Ippon and Morote Seoi. I have no problem with it.
Can he just do one fast one?
Yeah. So, ready? That's right. Good. See, his back doesn't come off my chest. Okay, it's so important. All right? Again, this is the pull. This is the area you're attacking in. Not here, out here. This is good when when you guys are first starting out or getting used to the technique, we teach you here because it creates a good target, right? It's an ideal target. Land in the middle. But competitively, I want you to land out here. Because with resistance, resist. With good resistance, you'll be, if you're aiming for here, you'll be lucky to get, you'll be lucky to get here. That's why you have to create good kazushi out here. Onto that, because now it's going to be harder for him to resist. And that's where you You guys understand? Can you give it a try? All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Keystone, 5. Everybody else.